Good morning. Welcome back to Barclay Homestead. You want to know how many times it took me to say that right? Yeah, so I recently changed the name of the channel and I kept saying the old name of the channel. Anyways, welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry if I'm squinting. The window is beside me and it's really bright. I'll try not to squint too much. Anyways, so today's video is going to be about the garden, which I'm really super excited. I can't wait to get into the garden and actually here, and I don't know when it's going to be, but as soon as the weather is good enough, I need to get back out to the garden. I'm not putting anything in the ground yet, but of course things get away from you sometimes, and that happened this year for me a lot. I had a lot of stuff going on in the fall and a lot of things on my mind, and I've kind of let everything kind of go, but that's okay. It's nothing that can't be reclaimed, and that's what we're going to do this year. So first thing I want to talk about is the seeds for this year. So I bought a seed starting station. It's a very small one. It has grow lights and a shelf. I plan on starting some seeds inside. And of course, I'm going to be starting my spring seeds here, my spring garden seeds, very soon because they can go out pretty early here. Whoa, it went really dark. Sorry about that. And my voice is going in and out. But so the spring seeds will be going into pots and under the grow lights very soon. So I'm going to show you all of my seeds, not just the seeds that I just bought, but everything I intend to plant this year. So the first thing I have is some Wando pea seeds. These are shelling peas. These are for, it says the pod is not edible, so you grow them for the peas. And then this one is my mystery, and it says salad, because every time you purchase from MI Gardener, they send you a free packet of seeds. And this one says salad bowl mix, premium artisan blend of greens that will rival any salad mix from the store. That one I'm really excited about, so that's another spring one. Kale, Black Magic kale. I've never really grown a lot of spring vegetables. Peas before, I've done like snap peas, I've done those. I've done carrots, but living in Kentucky, we're in that weird middle zone where carrots are tricky to catch them at the exact right time. So I'm going to try again, and I think this time I'm going to do them in a container. So I have the rainbow focus. Rainbow carrots. It's not going to focus. That's okay. I have 2 packages of those, and then sorry, I just have a lot in my throat today. And then I have a beet mix. Yeah, it's really hard to get these to focus. It just says beet mix, so it has a blend of red and purple beets. And then I saved some marigold seeds. There's nothing to show really, it's just an envelope, but I saved those from last year's garden. I saved carving pumpkin seeds. My son wants to try and grow those again. And squash and melon seeds. I don't know why I did this to myself. I don't know what kind of, I think that this is the banana squash that I bought, but I don't know. So squash and melon seeds, that'll be a surprise. And then I grew a big mix of sunflowers, and I saved a lot of the sunflower seeds. So we'll have lots of sunflowers next year. Those will probably last for a while. And then also, I bought some seeds towards the end of the year. I bought some delicata and sweet dumpling squash. There's a couple of those each. And And then also at the end of last year, I bought a pumpkin mix. It says that it has, well, I guess it doesn't tell me. Mixed seeds, 50 pumpkin and winter squash seeds. So I don't know. That'll be fun. I don't remember what kinds were in that one. So I kind of like garden surprises though. I sort of like Christmas a little bit. And then also at the end, I just really was looking at different breeds and stuff of summer squash and winter squash last year. So I, at the end of the season, bought a bunch. This one here is just another brown envelope. And it says giant pumpkin, Casper white, Gerardale, however you say it. That's a blue pumpkin, and a Cinderella pumpkin. So I grew the Gerardale blue pumpkin last year. Absolutely love it. It's the best tasting, best looking. I think I got like 6 off from one plant, which was pretty cool. In total, I got 8 pumpkins off from 2 plants. So that was really cool. The Cinderella pumpkin, to be honest, not my favorite eating pumpkin. It's very watery. The Casper white, I just like the look of it. And the giant pumpkin, of course, is just for the kids because it's not something you're really going to eat. I guess I'm kind of bouncing back and forth between between the summer and the spring garden, but that's okay. I just get so excited. It's hard to stay on one track. And I found another beet packet. It's just assorted mixed beets, and it looks like there's white, purple, red, and orange beets in this packet. Some cauliflower. I'm not real sure how the cauliflower is going to do. It's just a snowball cauliflower. It's supposed to be a very large white head. Some Texas early grano onions. I haven't grown onions before. Now those, I think I have to get those seeds started like ASAP. And then here's another Wando pea. That's just the shelling pea. I really want to get some peas this year at a can. And then this one is called Slow Bolt Loose Leaf Lettuce. So this one doesn't head, it's a leaf lettuce, which I'm excited to try. I love leaf lettuce. And now we're going into my absolute favorite, which is the summer garden. And first we'll start with the tomatoes. All of these tomatoes, except, so I've grown the Kellogg's breakfast. All the rest of these are new to me because they didn't have the large, paste tomatoes that I had wanted. So I went ahead and got another. These ones are supposed to be even more prolific and larger paste tomatoes. And I'm going to grow a lot of paste and just a few slicer. We want slicer tomatoes, but I don't want 100 pounds of slicer tomatoes. So the first one is called Jersey Devil, and it's a large slicing tomato, paste tomato. It says a massive paste variety. These acidic cylindrical tomatoes grow prolifically and can grow up to 6 inches long. Very flavorful, perfect for use in sauces and salads. And Kellogg's breakfast. I absolutely love these yellow tomatoes, and they grew really, really, really well for me last year. They were massive. And this is another large paste tomato. It's called a San Marzano. And it says semi-determinate, which I've never grown semi-determinate before. The San Marzano tomato is the undisputed king of paste tomatoes. Expect high production up to the first frost. Flavor is acidic, making it great for canning, tomato paste, pizza sauce, pasta sauce, and even fresh eating in salads. Gourmet and home chefs seek out the San Marzano for its amazing flavor and perfect texture. Exciting. And then this one I've seen on some of my most favorite homesteader channels, and I'm sure you're gonna think of a few when you see it. It's the Mortgage Lifter. I've never grown this one before. It's always sold out by the time I get my seeds. Indeterminate, this variety is popular for being the largest tomato in the garden, commonly weighing over 2 pounds. These mammoth tomatoes pack flavor. Rich, juicy fruit tastes acidic with a fruity sweetness. Great for all uses. When the fruits are sliced, often each slice is as large as a salad plate in diameter. I hope I get a lot of those. And this is another one I've seen on a lot of popular homesteading channels. The Cherokee Purple, never grown it before, excited to try it. It says Indeterminate, this Tennessee heirloom, which I'm in very southern Kentucky, close to Tennessee, so that's why I chose it. This Tennessee heirloom is believed to have been passed down by Native Americans of the Cherokee tribe. The plant is open pollinated, indeterminate, bearing 8-ounce flattened globe fruits that are dark reddish purple in color. It's a meaty tomato with a bold flavor. So I'm excited. For all of these, I'm excited. Something else I've never had success growing. I tried to grow some yellow tomatillos last year, but it didn't work. So I'm going to go ahead and try again. And we're going to do the Grande Rio Verde Tomatillo, the largest tomatillo variety on the market, with fruits reaching 3 to 4 ounces apiece. The tomatillo of choice for homesteading or homemade salsa verde, with its sweet, bright flavor of green pepper mixed with tomato. Plants produce heavy yields of small husk-covered fruits that fall to the ground at full ripeness. That does not require staking. Cool. Never grown these before, so excited to try. Last year, one thing I was very glad that I grew a lot of, and I want to grow more of this year, is green beans. So I think I got a few packets of these, but this is a mixed green bean. So it has purple, yellow, and green beans. It just says a colorful combination to add to the garden and the dinner table. Includes our 3 most popular bush beans, which bush beans are our preferred. I've tried different kinds of pole beans. I didn't like them. They're a lot to tame. Bush varieties do not require trellising and are easiest to harvest. These varieties are delicious, steamed, and eaten all together. And they all turn green, but I like the different colors. They'll look pretty in the jars. American yard-long cucumber. This packet's actually empty, but I know I have another packet of them. I've grown these a few different times. They get massive. I love them for pickling because they stay really crunchy. And this year, since I can start my seeds inside, I'm going to get to pick my peppers, the pepper varieties. I've tried starting seeds here in Kentucky, and it doesn't, because what I was doing is I was waiting until like the beginning of March and starting my seeds when it was warm enough during the day to be outside, but not at night, and I'd have to bring them all in. But peppers, you have to start way too soon. Like, I'm gonna probably start my peppers in February. One of my favorite YouTubers, they're also in Kentucky, and they recommend starting your peppers in February or January to get them nice and big and ready to go. So the first these are mostly all bell peppers. I think I do have one just regular jalapeno. We're not a hot pepper family, but we do like salsa. So this one is one I've never grown before, and I'm excited. This one is a Purple Beauty bell pepper. Isn't that pretty? I hope they really look like that. This bell pepper variety produces medium-sized blocky bell peppers with a deep purple color and a thick wall, making for a sweet, crisp, and colorful addition to any dish. Purple skin contrasts beautifully with any green interior, or with a bright green interior flesh. Yeah, I'm excited to grow. All of these things I'm excited to grow. Now this one is called a Keystone Resistant Giant Bell Pepper, and it's, you can eat these, of course you can eat most peppers green or when they change color. And it says this large bell pepper is one of the sweetest on the market. Keystone Giant is wonderful for stuffing, grilling, and tossing up in salads. Plant produces decent amounts of massive peppers, weighing several ounces each and bigger than a softball. Oh, yay. Turn from green to red when fully mature. A truly amazing heirloom variety. Those ones I picked because they turn a dark red, and I have a hard time finding red bell peppers here. You can get the little teeny red bell peppers, but not the big ones. This one is a Golden Call Wonder Bell Pepper. A beautiful golden California Wonder. Oh, a golden cal. Now I get it. California Wonder variety. The golden cal wonder grows tall and sturdy and is less prone to snapping than some of the other bell pepper varieties. An early producer and produces all season, thick-walled, very sweet and mild, a popular choice. And here is a coral, so it's a bright orange. The coral bell pepper ripens into a bright sunset orange color that is sweet with a slight citrus flavor. That was too many in a row. That makes the brightness of this beauty. Enjoy fresh and cooked. This pepper, thick walls, and great source of antioxidants, disease resistant and high yielding. We get a lot of mold diseases here in Kentucky because it's very wet and very hot. In the summer, we sometimes have 80% or higher humidity for days, and temperatures, it just depends on the summer. Like last year was pretty mild, and that's surprising because a lot of people had intense heat. We didn't. Normally we get like at least quite, like 15 days over 90 degrees. Last year I think we hit 90 like 4 times in a row before it turned to fall, and then we hit 90 like 10 days in a row, which is hilarious, but that's just Kentucky for you. So we need things that are resistant, especially to pests. The pests here are intense. The squash bugs don't just kill the squash. They will literally kill everything in your garden if you give them a chance, and they are so intense here. So that's why a lot of these will say pest and disease resistant, because we need it here. And this is just a plain old jalapeno. And then some more mixed beans. We have an Italian striped zucchini, pretty basic. Oh, here's the other package of yard-long cucumbers, and just a basic Ashley cucumber. This one is, it can be used for pickling or slicing, and we love these. Last year, unfortunately, where my trellis is, and it won't be next year, but where it was last year, or in 2023 and 2022, there is some kind of a plant growing behind it. What I think it is the hedges that a lot of people have in front of their houses. A few years back, we trimmed ours, and not being a gardener for long, I didn't know, and I composted those in my gardening space out by the garage. 1 second. And now there is, I keep cutting it back every year, but it keeps growing back up on me. There's a plant growing behind the trellis that every time a vining vegetable touches it, it kills it. And my cucumbers were looking amazing. There was like 6 or 7 cucumbers on it, and they were all about, they weren't too far from being picked, actually. They were about 2 or 3 inches long, and I was getting really excited, and I went out the next day, and the vine that had the cucumbers on it was dead. The one beside it was still alive. And it just kept happening like that. Every day I'd go out and another vine was dead because it was reaching back, touching that plant that was behind the trellis. I'm going to cut that plant out again this year and try to dig down and see if I can get the main roots and get that out of there, because it comes back so quick that I don't even realize it's there until it's killing things. The trellis is going to get moved though. I'm going to move everything from that I usually plant in that area and move it into the middle of the yard. All the vining things that I usually plant over there. So that is it for our seeds. And now I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what the garden is going to look like this year. So first I'm going to show you what it looked like last year. Bear with me. This is just a hand-drawn sketch of my backyard. It's probably not going to make much sense to you at all, but it's going to help give you an idea of my garden. So can you see? You can see most of it. It's in pencil though, but so here is the back of my house, and there is a garden bed right up against the back of my house, and then here is the garden beds. Oh, now it's trying to change focus. There we go. So here is the garden beds, and there was 3 garden beds on each side. This one, it looks like 4, but that was actually right down here. So, and then there's a walkway in the middle, and then here is where our pool used to be, and I turned it into a garden space, and this is where our garage is, and I had 2 garden beds, and then my back garden bed that was a trellis for vining things. It's not how it's going to look this year. I've decided to change, and again, this is drawn in pencil, so I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to see it. Can you see that? You can a little bit. Okay, so this time, imagine my house is right here. So these 2 would be in front of the house, and I was planning on putting herbs there, but last fall I had my squash all over my front porch because it looks cute and it helps to cure them, and then it frosted, and it frosted hard. So the ones that were damaged by that frost, I just left out there all the way until November 1st. And then I just kicked them off my porch, and they're in those garden beds now, and they'll probably just grow all over the place, and I think I'm going to let them. So the ones out in front, instead of it being, and you're not going to be able to see it, I put herbs. And then right as I step out my back door onto my patio, there's a garden bed right beside the house, and then there is one going up this side of the patio, and then there's garden beds here. Instead of having them raised bed, I'm going to turn it into a horseshoe shape, so it's easier, because before I was having a hard time getting in between the beds. There wasn't enough walkway space. So by turning it into, so just imagine at the back one long bed, and then on the sides 2 beds going this way. So then you have a horseshoe shape. Again, I apologize for my throat. On this side, it's a lot longer than on this side, and you have a walkway in between. And then on the other side was an exact duplicate of the previous side. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to turn it into a horseshoe shape with one long bed going this way and 2 beds going this way. And on this side, it's going to be longer than on the side with the patio. So my and then we have the space where the pool used to be. It's a big round spot that we built the ground up to support our pool. So when we took that pool down, as the kids got older and less interested in using it, I decided, because it was already dead there and it was flat already, just to throw some garden soil on top of that. And we've been growing there. This will be the 3rd season, so we've already grown there twice. And I've been keeping my pumpkins there. But because it's been twice, and that's one thing in this area, you don't plant your pumpkins and squash in the same spot twice, because if you do, you won't get anything. And also, farmers will tell you don't plant your pumpkins until June 1st. If you listen to that in my area, you won't get anything, because if you don't plant your pumpkins and squash as soon as the ground is workable, forget it, because they won't have enough time to make fruit before the squash bugs attack and they're all done. So anyways, all that to say, the pumpkins are not going there. They're all up front because that's where they are rotting. So that's where they'll grow, and I'll plant some more. So in that space, I'm not exactly sure yet what I want to put there. I'm thinking that'd be a really good spot because it's far away from everything else, to go ahead and put my trellises and let the vining things grow at least along the back wall. And then it's a big space, so I'm not sure. There'll be a lot of things out there, things that'll grow well together. And I did have my sunflowers there, and I loved having them there. I might do that this year, have some flowers out there. The spaces up by the house, I'm not really sure yet. Everything's kind of up in the air. I want to plant my spring vegetables, but I'm thinking possibly, because I am limited on space, that my spring vegetables may go into pots. That way I don't have to worry about them inhibiting my growing space when it comes to the summer, because they'll still be alive when I'm ready to put out my plants for the summertime. They'll be towards the end, but they'll still be alive. So I'm not really sure yet. And you're probably going to ask, why don't I just have a big garden right in the middle of the yard altogether instead of having different zones? We live in a rental. The landlord did say I could garden anywhere I wanted to. But when we first moved here, there was already small beds and right up by the patio, and those have evolved into my garden spaces that I have now. And there was one out by the garage, and that also has evolved. And then, as I said, the space in the middle just became a garden space. When we move, which we are intending to do at some point, I do intend to just have a basic backyard garden. It may not be basic. I want it to be beautiful, but it's going to be all together. Having spaces here and there all over the yard is very tricky. Let's just put it that way. So that's what I'm going to grow. And there's going to be some more things. I want to grow some herbs, but I want to buy some herb plants that are already started. I tried starting my own last year. I did not have success at all. So I'm going to go to some plant nurseries in the spring and get some of my own and go from there. So that's that part. And then, like I said at the beginning of this video, I bought a seed starting station. I've never started seeds inside. I've always started them outside as early as I possibly can. Last year, that led to a lot of bird damage. To be honest, I never realized how much birds wreck your garden. Like, the birds here are ruthless. Like, I walked outside last year and seen the birds just hop over and bust the top off my tomato plants. Even when they were like 6 inches tall, they would go over and break branches off. And I didn't know before then what was killing my plants, especially the squash. I thought I had a rodent problem, but it was the birds. They go in, they grab the stalk, they tear it out of the ground, or they break it off and they fly off with it, or they move it so they can get to the insects underneath. So that wasn't a really great option. So this year what I'm going to do is start as many seeds as I can inside, and that it's a very small seed starting station, but I can rotate what I'm starting, and that's what I was telling my husband. The peppers are going to start first. I know that. Peppers and tomatoes, that's always, well, actually, the spring vegetables will probably go first, like the peas and things like that. And then when they go out in the garden, it'll be time to get the rest of the stuff. The peppers will probably come first because they take the longest to get well established. So anyways, I'll just, as things go out in the garden, and I'll start more because we do have a very long growing season. Usually our last frost, I can't remember, April, I think it's right around the middle of April. Usually I wait to put out my tomatoes and peppers until May 1st just to be 100% because they don't like the cool nights. So anyways, I will show you my seed starting station. It's very small, but I'm excited about it. You know, it's my new toy. Let me step back a little bit. I think I'm gonna have to turn the camera around. There it is. It's, I can't remember the dimensions exactly. I know it stands probably about 4 feet tall. It has 4 shelves, and it has 3 grow lamps that come with it, which is awesome. And yeah, it's not gonna grow massive amounts of seeds, but I will, like I said, be moving them out as they're ready and then starting new ones. And next year, hopefully we'll be wherever we're going, and I will probably grow more seeds if we have a garden that year. So, or I mean, start more seeds, get a bigger seed station, or maybe another one of these. So this is what was in the budget for this year. So that is a seed starting station. So I know this video got a little long-winded, but for those of you, here, let's move this way a little. For those of you who stuck along with me and watched till the end, I thank you so much. And for just stopping in at all, I thank you all for your time and hanging out with me. And I'm excited what this growing season is going to bring and all the new adventures. There's a lot of things happening behind the scenes this year. It's an exciting year for our family. So Happy New Year. I'm glad you're here, and please hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video with all your friends. Have a wonderful day.